Hello, my name is Santana Tucker, and today I'll be explaining to you how I attempted to antedate Bossy. So, how did I pick this word in the first place? I really couldn't come up with any ideas, so I decided to scroll through the pages of online OED for some ideas, and I noticed that I could specify my search by picking a region, so I picked North America, and then I picked colloquial and slang. The first definition of bossy that comes up in the OED is a noun meaning a calf or a cow. She only bust out in a new spot, and like a great bossy calf, I had to join in again. J. Slick, High Life, New York, 1844. Side note, jine apparently means join. The second definition that Oxford gives is an adjective meaning swelling in or like a boss, projecting in rounded form, having bosses or prominences, and the earliest definition or the earliest citation that they could find was 1543. This was the definition that I would most likely use and the one that I was looking for, and it came up third, which I thought was strange. But it's an adjective meaning given to acting like a boss or leader, and it also brought me to a noun, bossy boots, a domineering person. Here are the quotations that that Oxford had using bossy and bossy boots. The first one was 1882 Harper's Magazine. It says, there was a lady manager who was dreadfully bossy. 1902 Westminster Gazette. They cannot forget his often irritating ways and his decided decided tendency to be bossy. In 1933, Design for Living. Personally, I never cared for her very much. A bossy woman. 1983, Observer. Politics had caused these two amiable and bookish characters, neither of them a natural bossy boots, to fall out with each other. In 1986, Times Magazine. She had not done so, she said, because everyone would have accused her of being a bossy boots. So not only is bossy bad, but it usually applies to women. And it keeps on referring to women when I looked for other sources. Google, which uses the Oxford Pocket Dictionary, the only example they had was, she was headlong, bossy, scared of nobody, and full of vinegar. And then dictionary.com cited an article about China's version of Jackie Kennedy, saying beautiful, brainy, and bossy. On the surface, Kai was a new breed of Politburo wife. And then Oxford Living Dictionaries from Oxford University Press says, all of these examples, don't be so bossy, a bossy meddling woman. I'm not sure if she was officially beach minister or just being bossy. It was obvious in the pride, Giller, and her bossy nature at ordering the maids around. She, her, it's usually referring to women. And so I looked at engrams. I would put bossy on here, but bossy is used much more frequently than adding a person after it. But I figured that maybe if I put in bossy woman, bossy man, and bossy person, I could see a separation in time when bossy started being applied to women, because I figured at this point it was kind of hopeless to find something earlier than Harper's Magazine in 1882 using bossy as an adjective in this sense. So around this time period right here, that when you go over it on engrams, it shows you that it's 1942. And so in my search, I narrowed it down to look between 1942 and 1960 to see maybe when this word started applying to women. This I thought was interesting. It was from an African American newspaper, the Tri-State Defender, which was published from 1959 to 1984. It was a little like column they had where you could send in your handwriting and they would like profile you based on that. And this woman sent in a note that she got from her neighbor that she didn't like, and this is what the expert had to say on it. She is bossy and expects her neighbors to jump when she speaks. It is probable that she eats and drinks too much because the writing is muddy or heavy with ink. The small circles are almost all closed with ink, and that is what we call muddiness. And then, let's see, the other trait that stands out is a negative one. They're just bashing this lady based on her handwriting, but her prominent trait was that she was bossy, which is obviously a bad thing because it goes along with all these other bad things. And this was a page from from the New York Times, and you can't really see much here, but this page looks like it's directed mostly towards women. There are marriage announcements, anniversary announcements. There's, I think, yeah, it's a hair ad. Everything else is pictured with women. And then you come here and it says Church Unity Plan held not bossy. I don't really know what that means, but synonyms for bossy are kind of like authoritarian. And so when you think about it that way, maybe it's like she's not, I don't know. Her plans didn't hold up. But this little column here, it goes into detail about how this woman was trying to make church reforms and nobody agreed with her. And I don't really know what it means for the plan to be held not bossy, but I don't know. Once again, related to women. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Harper's Magazine was the first example, as I could not find an earlier one. And I found it interesting that Harper's Magazine is the 29th most frequently quoted source in the OED, and it's been recognized 1,319 times as a source providing the first evidence of a word. So we have Harper's to thank for the word bossy and for it being used specifically for women. But in this time, women have tried to reappropriate the word bossy. At some point, they were trying to ban it, but now it's kind of become a positive thing. If you're a boss lady, I have a mug that says boss lady. I drink my coffee out of it in the morning. But I'll just play you out with some fun lyrics. And that's right, I'm the one that's tattooed on his arm.